It's Sunday evening, and I thought it would make the most sense rather than writing and having printouts for you guys to give you a video that sort of consolidates everything I've been working on with Max for this last 4 or 5 days for this long weekend, so that we can address some specific behavior concerns that we want to nip in the bud before he gets older and bigger, which is hard to even imagine right now. So everything that we were talking about for Max has related to overexcitement. Sometimes it's in the home, and you were talking about how little John can find himself overwhelmed by playful, dominant, non-stop pushy behavior. He jumps on you. I imagine he jumps on John too. He jumps on people when he greets them. All of those things are overexcitement. Likewise, his issues when he's out on leash and he starts going nutty when he sees a dog or a human or both, overexcitement. It all relates to that. So every exercise that I'm going to give you in some way will chip away at overexcitement and will often marry up together these different strategies to sort of create a symphony of better information for Max. Nothing's complicated. I want to keep this really simple. So I'm going to go through a list, a little checklist of what we want to do, and I'm going to do some demos for the things that don't speak for themselves. All right, issue number 1, dog social skills. The fact that he goes to Ponderosa a few days a month or even a day or two a week, whatever suits your schedule, as many days as you want him to go. It's never going to be a bad thing. That keeps up his social skills. Those play dates, they're invaluable. So keep doing that. Dog social skills, practicing them, check. Your Ponderosa situation, perfect. Number 2, human social skills. This one's more challenging. It's a lot easier to find dogs who are ready to just go run in a field with him than it is to find humans who aren't afraid of him and are willing to just walk past him or walk up to him. So what we want to do is start getting him out as much as possible, at least a few times a week. If we could do it daily, that would be even better, but at least a few times a week. Doesn't matter which one of you, John or you, Jan, are handling him. Mix it up a little bit, because everybody who's mature enough, who's going to handle him, needs to be able to do it and give him the right cues. So what I'm suggesting for that is, like I said in the text with you, if you guys can get him out to stores that allow dogs, whether it's the pet stores, the Pet Smarts, the Pet Sense, Muddigan's, other stores like Lowe's or Home Depot, places that allow dogs. Your goal is not to have him meet and greet everybody. Your goal is actually to have him walk by to see people, maybe even see dogs at some point, and not go nuts. He's going nuts because he wants to meet them and play. It's not a negative energy, but it's too much energy, and it's definitely too much for a boy his size. So we need to help him start feeling like people passing by, coming and going, and then even dogs passing by, preferably with more distance in between, that those are normal things, that those are not an exciting surprise to him all the time. Right now, it feels brand new to him. So he gets crazy excited. So we need to make it more run-of-the-mill, simply. So I want you guys to think about and to make the effort to try, even construction sites. That was the other thing that I said. If John can provide access to places where there are guys and women, or just guys, whatever, at construction sites who aren't bothered by his presence, on leash, if you can take him off leash a little bit with, hold on. Forgive the interruption. As I was talking, I saw somebody coming down the street trying to catch their dog, so who had pulled out of his collar. And Max is here with me, so I wanted to make sure that I was on Max duty. It all was great. I put him in place, and he hung out. He's really, look, he's watching now because they just went by. He's still in place. What a good boy. Okay. So anyway, sorry about that interruption. Just making this video longer than necessary. Okay. So where was I? Human socialization. If you can get him, you want to do all of this stuff on leash, because leash is what triggers his excitement, because he's limited. He's got a barrier to getting to people. So when I say take him to a construction site, I mean start out on leash. If you want to let him off leash later, put him on the e-collar and let him off leash, have at it, party time. But he needs to learn to be on leash around people. Okay, so that's number 2. So 1, dog socialization, check, Ponderosa. 2, human socialization, human exposure to people who sometimes he meets and a lot of times he doesn't. You guys are going to talk about, can you get him out? And if you can't, and you want me to do it, if you feel like you can afford it or that's worth your investment, I'll come get him and take him on field trips. Once a week, twice a week, whatever you want. We can just make that a session. Happy to do it. You just let me know. And I just need to know ahead of time so I can work it into my schedule. Okay. Now, number 3. This is an intervention to start working on giving Max calm your ass down cue. I sent you a video where I was messing with him a couple of days ago and told him to sit. He's very good at sit. So I thought that would be a good way, especially for little John, but also for you, or for anybody who he starts getting too excited about, to tell him to settle it down, okay? Now the idea here is that when you think about having trained him to sit, we always have something that he wants, right? We have a toy, we have a treat, we have something, and he sits because he wants to get it. He's hoping that he's going to get a reward, either the thing he's looking at or a treat or something. Well, when he gets overexcited and he's jumping all over somebody, that person he's jumping on is what he wants. So when I turn and I say to him, he's jumping all over me, and I say to him, sit. For him, he's thinking, okay, if he sits, he's ultimately going to get something he wants. Well, he's not going to get me. But when he sits, he's going to get one of 2 things from me. A little treat. I've been giving him freeze-dried chicken, little bits. He has loved it, hasn't bothered his belly. Or just love. For the most part, once he starts doing something, I give him hugs and love. I'll mix it up. But whatever you prefer, it doesn't matter. When I give him hugs and love, it's very important that I don't get him excited again. So that's something to be mindful of. Okay, so this number 3 is the calm your ass down intervention, using the word sit. And I'm going to show it to you again, just so that you know it. You can see it. All right, break, buddy. Break. Good boy. All right. Wait, let me tilt this. He is on a tether, because I'm not an idiot. We're out, obviously, in the front driveway. Forgive my hand. Bear with me. Really, really low-tech skills here. No dogs, I don't know tech. Okay, so here we go. Now get him excited. Sorry, my head's not in. What do you want? What do you want, huh? Yes. Now, when I am saying that I want you to practice this, I mean I want you or John, even little John if he wants to, here we go, to deliberately get him excited, just like I'm doing now. This is what a practice session looks like, right? So you have to make him do it. You don't just use it when he jumps on you. You gotta practice this stuff, right? Here we go, here we go. Max, sit. Yes, good boy. As long as he keeps his butt, little chicken niblet. Good. Now, you're gonna have to give him a follow-up direction, because he's gonna sit here for a minute and then he's gonna go back to it. So I'm gonna say, Max, down, down. See how he's looking at the toys? Max. Yes. Good boy. So I'm giving him something else to do, just to take his brain a little bit further from the excitement. Rick? Good. Then I give him a toy, and let's see if he... I have a horn here too. Hey. Sit. Yes. Place. Oh, sorry. Place is out of... He's over there in place now. So you don't have to give him a place command as a follow-up to sit. You could give him any command. You could send him outside. You could hook him up and take him on a walk. You could congratulate him for being a good boy and then happily put him in his crate for a little while to give you a break. Anything. Just know that sit is becoming his switch to settle down real quick. But if you just say sit, reward him, and then walk away, he's going to go boom, back into party. So after he sits and he calms it down, he takes his energy down a bit, then you need to give him some other direction so that you redirect his energy. It is perfectly fine to redirect his energy with some other game, put him in place, or like I said, we never want to put him in a crate in a negative energy, but you can put him in a down, settle him, and then put him in his crate. Just put him in his crate with happy, calm energy, okay? So that is number 3, the calm your ass down intervention, using the word sit. That's number 3. Now, the last 2 things that I want you to practice involve when he's on leash. The first thing is that every time you come to a stop, he sits. And I'm doing this because that's going to be his cue. I'll show you in a minute. So you are to practice, put him on leash, and spend 5 minutes going up and down the street, making him sit every time you stop. That is helpful, like when I was in Lowe's today, because I'm walking along, and if I saw, in fact, there was a Cane Corso puppy coming out. He started getting nuts, and I stopped walking, and the minute I came to a crisp stop, and I went boom, boom, and then I held it. And he knows that that means sit. Took him a good while because he was so excited, and at some point I said the command. I try not to say it every time at this point, but I'll say it anytime. I'm about to just demonstrate this, but that's one thing. Every time you come to a stop, he sits. Military, sits. No negotiation. You say it no more than 2 times, and on the second time you're pulling up. If you need to push his butt down, you do it. But that dog sits, and he knows it. Okay? He knows it. And then the other thing on leash is that we are going to strengthen his hear response. So I'm going to show you how we turn when we're walking along. I know you guys worked on this when he was a baby. We're going to make it tighter so that you're doing direction changes and using the command Max, here. We're always going to say his name because it helps get his attention. So 2 things on leash that you're going to practice. You're going to practice the stop and sit, and you're going to practice a crisper here. Okay, I'm going to show you both. Now, before I get to those 2 things, I want to show you this. We have upgraded the strategy for the prong collar. I'm going to send this home with you, but this prong collar is smaller than the one he first had. The fact that it's thinner means that it gives a little bit more direct signal, in my mind, anyway. So here's the first thing. With this particular one, when you take it on, or put it on, or take it off, I want you to always do it from the middle. You are going to be squeezing the prong and then popping it in the hole, right? Squeezing it, popping it out of the hole. Okay, squeeze it, pop it, can't see, in the hole, okay? Pop in, squeeze and pop out. You want to do this from the middle of the circle. Let me show you. Not from the very ends, not from these anchor ends. I can't explain why. It is like the Bermuda Triangle of prong collars. Just trust me. When you pop it on, pop it off, go to the middle somewhere so that it's just your average everyday prongs. Now, something else. Obviously, the leash is connected to this flat swivel. You also have a safety loop on this. We take a carabiner that is connected to the safety loop and we clip this to his regular collar. The reason is every once in a blue moon, these prongs will pop open on you. So should that happen, this carabiner makes sure that he's still connected to you. So you'll get that. He'll be either wearing it or I'll be handing it to you that way. And in my case, I just leave the carabiner on the safety hook all the time and then clip it on. So I'll show it to you after I'm done with these exercises so you can see it on his neck. Okay, let me put this on. Max, break. Break, come. Get over here. Good boy. Okay. So, slipping it on his neck. And I'm taking the carabiner. And I am attaching it to his collar. Okay. Okay, now Big Boy and I are on the leash. Let me adjust so you can see us. Or at least him. Good God. So sorry. Okay, bear with me. I mean, the technical difficulties are numerous. Okay, so when he does this, because like he's feeling spunky right now, guess what I do? Let me get him in camera. Max, sit. I pull straight up, sit, and I wait. Yes. Now, his brain is a little calmer. Probably not done yet. Leave it. When his brain is calmer, leave it will work better, but he's not there yet. Max, sit. Yes. Yes. Now, here's another thing I can do. Give him a reward. Take his attention away. A reward because he sat when I told him to. Okay, so you started to see, let me move him up here a bit. What I do is when I'm walking him, I'm going to bring him up close so you can see. I walk him on my right because that's my strongest arm and I like to have him on my strongest side. It doesn't matter what side he's on though. Okay, so when I'm walking him, I keep him in what I would call a loose heel length, meaning he doesn't have to be right at my hip. But when I'm working with him, he doesn't get the full leash, right? When I know I'm going to work on stops, I choke it up a little bit, right? Because when I tell him to stop, I'm going to be pulling up. I need it to be short enough to matter. So here's what we do. I'm going to do a circle and show you. I'm going to ignore the biting right now because I need to get this. Max, sit. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Leave it. So this is actually turning out to be a good exercise. Not what I intended, but a good exercise. So if you see what I did, sit. When he jumps up like that, I just make sure that I am able to pull up so that I put pressure on his neck. He is full of it right now. Okay, which is good because now you get to see me go through this. Let me see if we can start again so you can see what it looks like when we're telling him to stop. Break. Leave it. Leave it. Good. Max, sit. So he's not totally on camera. Hold on, but this is good because you get to see him give me the blues. Max, break. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Good. Leave it. Okay, here we go. I pop up, release, pop again. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Pop up, release, pop up, and hold it on the second time. Good boy. Break. Leave it. Good. Okay. You're hearing me say leave it. If I'm off camera and you didn't see it, it's because he's grabbing. Leave it. I pop up, release, pop and hold. Yes, good boy. He stood up because there's a toy that he's looking at. Pop up, release, pop. Yes. When he sits down, I let it go. Good. Let's do it one more time. So you'll be walking down the street, and every few minutes you'll do this. You'll stop, pop up, release, pop, and hold. And then release. Good boy. You drop it down after he does it. And now he's getting this instead of treats. Now, he has to sit there. If he pops up again, let's see if he'll pop up prematurely. If he pops up again, I don't say anything, but I will take the leash and I will go boom, and then and hold it again. Same process. All right? So every time you come to a stop, when you are practicing this exercise, 5 minutes a couple times a day, you're just walking up and down the street, and every, 30 yards, you come to a crisp stop, and you just go boom, release, boom, and hold. Okay? Every time he does that, you congratulate him, and then you release him with break. Good. So you release him from that sit with a break. Hop up, down, hold. Yes, good boy. Now, had he not sat, I would have given him the command. Okay? So I want you to practice this twice a day, 5 minutes. And then here's the last thing I want you to practice. you know the word here. He knows the word here. Forgive it's just my torso, but this is what I want you to see. When you are going to go out and deliberately practice here with direction changes, I want you, whatever length lead you want to be on, whether it's the full lead or you choke up halfway. I would choke up halfway myself. Whatever hand is holding, I want it to be pressed against your torso so that as you move, this is how it moves, right? The reason is that the more arm that we give it, the less consistent the signal is on his neck. And consistency on this giant neck is really important. So the signal you're giving him actually comes from the body, which is more poignant to him. So let me see. I will try to be loud enough so that you can hear me. But every time I change direction, I will be saying, Max, here. And when he joins me, I will say, good, boy, I'll give him a pat or something to that effect. But here we are. So here's my full leash. I'm going to grab it about halfway, fold it up. Boom, here I am. Ready? Here we go. Here. 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 Sit. Getting crazy again, so I'm going to sit. Max, sit. Pull up. Good. Now we have some neighbors passing by. Stay. So we'll see how it goes. Leave it. Max, here. Nope, leave it. Hey. See? Sit. No, you're fine. That's how he learns. That's someday, right? Good. Good. Good boy. Have a good night, y'all. Good. So you heard the grumbly when she talked to him. Okay, so you can see he's all full of himself. So as I started trying to do the here exercise, he started biting the leash again. I stop what I'm doing, and I settle him down with the sit. And I will just keep doing that. I'll just stop and reset if I need to. Break. Here. Max, here. Leave it. Max, sit. 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 Reset. Here. Back here. Back here. Sit. Max, sit. Yes. Good boy. Break. Back here. Good. Back here. Good. Back here. Good. Back here. Good. Good. Good boy. Here. Good boy. Hey. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Made him sit because I stopped. Break. Here. Here. Good. 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 Okay, I'm hoping you could see that part on the stray. I'll have to double check that. Good boy. So, the good news is that while he was working my nerves here, you got to see him work my nerves with his sassy behavior. So the really important thing is that when he gets sassy like that, I stop and I address it with a sit. Now, I was pulling up. That may be too much, require a little too much body strength in some situations with this guy. If it does, I want you to just reach in, grab that prong and pull it tight and step toward him, okay? So don't get yourself caught up in the idea of the technical move. That is the ideal, but if for whatever reason that ideal is not working for you, then you want to just choke up on the leash, grab it really tight to the collar, like right near where the collar is. And you just pull straight up with everything you got, as if you want to lift his body off the ground. And you firmly say, Max, sit. And you will always say his name, okay? When I'm doing here, sometimes I don't say his name, whatever. But when you really need his attention, you always say his name, because he does respond to it. Okay? So remember, when we're doing the here, the hand stays here. And we go back and forth, and we change direction. You can do 180s, boom, boom, boom. You can do 45-degree turns, boom, whatever. Doesn't matter. Catch him off guard. Keep your hand here, so that the movement of your torso is what matters, okay? All right, so just to sum it up, we have Ponderosa helping you with dog socialization, number 1, check. Number 2, you guys are gonna work on getting him out and exposing him to human traffic, humans with dog traffic. Sometimes he greets, sometimes he doesn't. When you need to calm him down during those times, you use the sit and the here. Sometimes they'll leave it. Bring smelly treats with you. Hand them to humans. Let the humans call him over. Tell humans not to reach out and put their hand in his face. Ask humans to stand and let him come to them. Okay? Let him be going to them, because these dogs are naturally a little bit wary of strangers. You can't train that out of him. That's part of his DNA. So ask the strangers to let him approach. Make him sit, and then release them to approach. Give them something that he can take from them, that he would like. Okay. Okay, so number 1, dog socialization, Ponderosa. Number 2, human socialization. If you need help with that, you are going to let me know, and we'll schedule times for me to help with field trips. Number 3, the OverExcitement, calm your ass down switch using the sit command. Practice it, set up things to make him overexcited so you can practice it. Number 4, out on leash, practicing the stop and sit, which is a pop, release, and then pull up and hold until he sits. When he sits, release it. And then finally, strengthening the here command, which is your hand, boom, holding that, doing crisp movements, moving away from him, and saying, Max, here, or here. Each time. Catch him off guard and pop him. When he is nutty and driving you crazy, your goal is to figure out how to just calm him down. Not how to subdue him. Not how to make him bend to your will. You're the human, you're smarter. So, if he's crazy like he was with me in this video, and the sit doesn't work, and the pulling up doesn't work, and even the choking up doesn't work, then pull a treat out of your pocket and tell the damn dog to sit. And when he sits, you reward him. And then put him in a down and reward him. And then head off walking again. Repeat as needed. Okay? All right, so call me, text me, anything with questions. Let me know if you want me to step in to help with the socialization stuff. And we'll talk soon. Sorry about this long and sloppy video.